Have you ever visited Irynefer tomb number 290 at Deir el-Medina? The tomb lies at the far end of the western cemetery and shares the forecourt with the earlier tomb of Nu and Nakht-Min TT 291. It consists of the entrance, antechamber, and the burial chamber. The tomb owner was Irynefer, a necropolis workman of the Ramesside Period. He lived in the village in the 19th dynasty during the early part of Ramesses II's reign. His title was Servant in the Place of Truth. The tomb belongs to the most interesting corpus of the Ramesside tombs due to its beautifully decorated vaulted burial chamber. A short passage leads to the burial chamber. It is decorated with hieroglyphs and with the lying jackal Anubis, who looks towards the tomb entrance. The brick vault of the burial chamber was plastered and decorated with colorful scenes and inscriptions providing us with the names and titles of family members. The background to the scenes was painted yellow. The scenes include illustrations from different spells of the Book of the Dead, images of funerary divinities, demons, and manifestations of the deceased spa and a shadow. In the center of the tomb, Irynefer stands with his hands raised in adoration towards a frieze that decorates this wall and extends over the western wall. It is interspersed with protective symbols and hieroglyphs, where the baboon is followed by a uraeus, separated from the next one by a feather, a symbol of Ma'at. The top register of the northern wall shows a representation of the god Khepri sitting in front of the offering table and a Seth priest standing behind him. The right side of the top register is mostly destroyed. Below the destroyed scene in the middle register, Irynefer kneels before Osiris and two gatekeepers. At the entrance, the visitor faces the western wall and the frieze described earlier. In the shrine within the frieze, Ma'at and Shu sit on the left. Before Shu 42 judges of the dead stand, Osiris presides over them as the 43rd judge of the dead. Here Irynefer swears that he had not committed any sin from a list of 42 sins, each judge responsible for one sin, and recites a text known as the negative confession from the Book of the Dead. I did not cause the suffering of the people, nor my relatives. Next to the shrine, there is a representation of Irynefer who worships Horus in the form of a falcon. Horus holds a flagellum, the sign of regeneration and rebirth, which gave him the power to decide on entry into the after.